Field stabilized. Intaro Atun.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remaster. Today, gonna be Snow and Soma on Polypoid, an insanely good ZVP. At least the matchup. This is not a DEF CON 1, but it was good enough to get sent to me by RJB of RJB TV fame. So you know it's gonna be good. Top right, it's gonna be Snow. Appropriately white here today, and in the bottom left, it's gonna be Soma. Alright, so we didn't have snow at Christmas here in the Salt Lake Valley of Utah, but we do have a lot of snow now, and it's supposed to snow for the next couple of days here, so I'll be doing a lot of shoveling of my walk. That is for sure. I think I need a new snow shovel, man. It's kind of breaking down. Anyway, so a PVZ here on Polypoid, a giant 4-player map. What opening will Soma do here? It's not a pool first, maybe an overpool, maybe a hatch first. Hatch first is my guess on this, again, huge 4-player map. Terry the Overlord moving out. What up, Terry? Getting a little bit of a huff on this Vespene gas. If a human breathed in Vespene gas, would it instantly kill them, or would it take a few decades? Let me know in the comments what you think. Again, I read every single comment anyone ever makes on my channel, either of my channels. It is an overpool opening. Okay. So if you have a question for me, leave a comment. If you want to talk to me about something, join the Discord server. I am there pretty much all of my waking hours. Just, you know, keeping an eye on things, talking about StarCraft, talking about politics and general happenings in the world. Sports Ball is a channel there. Anyway, and we've got a lot of memes as well. Okay, so overpool opening, very, very safe and aggressive if he chooses to do so. Gateway opening here from Snow, aggressive opening, but can be defensive if this probe says there are 6 Zerglings heading out on the map here. Stay home, Zealots, and Pachow. 4 Zerglings, and another pair on the way. So, Zealot, turn around, man. Turn around? Thank you. Man, what are you doing? A little bit slow there. Slow on the uptake. And you might be saying, how do we know that this is Soma? Well, RJB has a program that lets him analyze any replay for hotkey usage, general mappings, general APM. Oh, third base coming up on the left side here, too. Wow, that's kind of a naked third, isn't it? Kind of blind. And tell you who the player is, even if they're playing under a name like WWVVWVWVWVWWW, right? Which is the name that we're seeing here. Oh, I would have gone in there. Having a Ling running around inside the Protoss base is really nice. Especially when it's a cross spawn, right? And you're so dang far away for Overlords to try to scout that thing. Look at this. He's trying. Terry's trying his best to get up there, man, but that is not happening. Not even close. Well, Ling got in. Said, a Nexus, neat. Probably not getting up this ramp with the Zealot and the Probe blocking it, so Zergling goes for self-preservation. Decides not to try to go in there. That's awesome. That's really funny. Okay. Everything is okay. Yep, Cybercore coming in. There are Lings out, but unless there's a gap in this wall, they are not getting through here, man. I don't think there is. We've had a couple instances on the channel in the last week or so where there has been a gap in this wall, both for Protoss and Terran, and Lings have gotten in, and it's like, oh no! That's not something that should happen in this level of StarCraft, but it should make you feel better too, right? If you're some F-rank hero on the ladder and Lings get into your wall every once in a while, it's like, well, you know, it happens to the best of us. Happens to the rest of us and the best of us. Don't ya know? Lair. About halfway done. Metabolic boost almost complete. What's the follow-up going to be? Going to be Hydras. Going to be 100 Mutalisks from Soma. Macro Hatch fired up at the natural base. Loving that. And nothing too interesting over here. Honestly, Stargate, right? Snow is all about that Stargate life, man. The thing is, if you try to open Robo, maybe like go for Reaver drops, then 800 Mutalisks will show up and destroy you. So it's kind of a self-preservation thing more than anything else in the current meta, I would say. We have definitely seen games where the Protoss goes for something like fast DT without a Stargate. Or, yeah, fast Reaver drops without a Stargate, and then the Zerg scouts it and says, uh-huh. So, you don't have any Corsairs, eh? Well, let's bring the Mutas. And then they show up and everything dies, and it's very sad. So, it's just safe. Even once you have the Stargate, there's the threat of Corsairs out, then, you know, you'll get a respect. You'll get respect from the Zerg player, and they might still try to muta you, but not nearly as often. And you'll have the wherewithal to deal with mutas at a certain level because you have the Stargate. But yeah, then you get into a Citadel. Then you can make a Robo if you want. Everything's all good. Spire almost finishing up. Lings want nothing to do with that Zealot engagement. It'd be one Zealot to one Zergling, and that's just, nope. It's not going to work. Not going to work for anyone. Yeah, Soma is currently in the military. He entered last month, and so RJB kind of went on a Soma binge, sending me a ton of Soma replays between incredible players. Ooh, +1 air weapons. And Soma. This is one with Snow. We've got other stuff, Bisu and Soma out there too. So, you know, watch for those in the coming days and weeks. I really can't cast every game that RJB sends me, but it's better to have too many replays than too few, I always say, so I appreciate it. Sunken. Wow, that's sunken timing. Pretty good. Pretty ultra last second sunken here too. Loving that. Lings, no! Stop dying to Zealots for nothing, guys. Stop being knuckleheads. Woof. Yeah, that +1 air says, the Corsairs, by the hundreds and thousands, will be produced here. Got 100,000 with another 200,000 in production. What's that? I don't know what that line is from the Clone Wars. For Star Wars. I've only seen that movie maybe twice. It's like 100,000 with 200,000 more on the way or something like that. Some of you guys out there are ginormous Attack of the Clones fans because they were out when you were kids and you didn't know any better. Oh, it is Mutas, though. And a Hydroden coming in. Fine. All right. Soma. You know there are Corsairs out. He's just like, it's fine. I'll get some Scourge. Don't worry about it, Falcon. We'll kill those Corsairs dead. And you know what? Soma, you're pretty good at StarCraft. I might believe that's the case. DT's in production. Interesting. By that, I mean one DT. One singular Dan the Dark Templar coming out. Carapace upgrade for air. I didn't even register what that was. It's almost done. Okay, so he's intending to Sky Zerg this thing, at least for now. That said, I don't see any more Mutas in production. I just see a bunch. 5 of them. You know, 5's a good number to whittle down the enormous amounts of HP on a Zealot. Look at how many volleys it takes for 5 Mutas to kill a Zealot. That was like 5 volleys, man. Zealots are tanky. They're tanky boys. Nubatized Carapace coming in pretty early. I'm going to say maybe just for the ability to Overlords to run away from Corsairs at this point. Or maybe actually have a chance at getting in for a scout when there are Corsairs around. Maybe. Look at this guy. Solo mission Dan the Dark Templar. Oh, he stopped. Never mind. Yeah, I don't... So it's a dance, right? Scourge versus Corsairs. If the Scourge win that, the Mutas go in. If not, they don't. This DT, there's nothing doing up here. There are Lings and a Sunken and tons of detection and Hydras too. So I don't even know what he thinks he's doing. This base is maybe vulnerable, but nope. Overlord coming to cover that. Got Lings and Hydras in the mix there too. And he gets out of detection range. Woo! Just in time to stay alive. Yeah, not as tanky as Zealots. Can you imagine if DTs were as tanky as Zealots? Mass DT might actually be kind of viable. DT Corsair would be a ton more popular. WoW would be so much more popular. Ooh, Archon versus Scourge. Not what the Scourge want to see. Mutas are like, can we get some shots off on these Zealots without taking Corsair hits to the face? Yes, great. Fantastic news. Okay, well, the 3 base was fast. Look at these macro hatches from Soma. He can't be going Mutas. You don't need this many macro hatches just for mass Mutalisk. It's for the Hydras, right? Fourth base up, high ground, which means it doesn't have the gas here on Polypoid. We know this map structure and its layout. Third base, same location, counter side of the map here from Snow. Storm coming in, and these +1 Corsairs, man, just eating up Overlords where they find them. This is a fairly blind Zerg player right now. I mean, this is actually pretty good, considering how many Corsairs are on the map, that he has this vision at all. Impressive. It really is. If you can ambush these Corsairs, that's just a lot of Hydra, but the Storm, like I said, is out. No, the Corsairs are not being microed. Whoa! Well, I mean, it didn't kill all the Corsairs because there were a bunch of them. Ow. 2 more go down, 2 remaining. This fourth base in a ton of trouble. There are Zealots and Archons in amongst your drones. Get him out of there, man. Archon's not great against Hydras, but if there are Zealots buffering for them, it kind of works. Is he gonna... this base going down would be disastrous for Soma. He's bringing the drones back in. I don't know if you have this held, sir. Oh, these High Templar joining the party are giant. They tried to kill this one. No. This one. Oh, the Storm. I don't know. This is so tight, so neck and neck, but I think there are enough Hydras. There are enough Hydras to hold this thing. Reinforcement's a little bit slow to come out there from Snow, but I think it was probing up behind that, right? Establishing his own third base, and then coming back even stronger. Has he made some good trades? I'd say so. I love the remaining Mutalisk. He's here, guys. He's got +1 Carapace. It helps the Scourge, though, too. I'm not sure we're going to see any more Scourge Corsair shenanigans here. Yeah, this Zealot group. The Hydras are at +1 attack. The Zealots are at +1/+1. So upgrade advantage, but outnumbered like 14 to 1. That's not really going to work out for those dudes, is it? No. No, no, no. Look at this. Man, 4-kill Corsair. Did he just kill the last Mutalisk? That Corsair might have just killed the last Mutalisk. Look at these Overlords spreading. I'll go this way, you go that way. They can't get both of us. Fourth base coming up top left from Soma. He held on to the third, which was, or fourth base rather. This is the fifth base, I'm sorry. Yo, fourth base held is big bad news for the Protoss. That said, did you make good trades? I don't know. Lurker Aspect coming in, Hive getting started around 12 minutes. As far as Protoss goes, well, he's getting his own fourth base down along this right side, which this Overlord has no specific knowledge of, but might have seen something come up this ramp a second ago and intuited what's going on over there. I don't know. I don't know. This DT. 0-kill DT. Shame upon his family. Wait, he will get a kill before he dies. One drone died. Fine. Fine. Oh, we're seeing a little bit more Scourge Corsair shenanigans. All right. Maybe that's it, though. Maybe that's it for the Corsairs. Not the greatest micro on display from Snow there. Gotta toss that out. Get Air and Amulet researched. Always good. I mean, nothing about this production tab is surprising at the moment, right? Bunch of Lings. Upgrades for Carapace and missile attacks. Upgrade for ground armor, for ground units. For the Protoss, not going into carriers because this is not a good map for carriers. Really, it's only Outsider that is generally good for carriers in this matchup. Adrenal getting started. Every Zerg player everywhere. Cheers! Adrenal's on the way. We're saved. Mass Adrenalings can defeat every Protoss army. That is not true. They don't trade super well against Storm and Reavers, that's for sure. But Adrenalings do trade surprisingly well against Zealots, even if they have upgrades. Ooh, this base is in trouble. Well, Snow's going to jam his way up this ramp, and oh boy, he was not ready for that. Soma did not know this was coming, so his lurkers die immediately, and all his hiders are going to die. And this fifth base is in a lot of trouble. Oh my gosh, Soma. Bad intel, bad awareness. And he's going to lose this hatch unless these Hydras can buy enough time, but no. There's a handful of units coming up here to save this. This is not enough. This is simply not enough. The Dragoons are like, we don't care about you Hydras behind this mineral line. Who do you think we are? Zerg? And you're Zealots? No. All right, well, can't save it, but maybe we can avenge it, says Soma. Wow, this is a lot of Zerg. A lot of Hydras, a lot of Lings. Adrenal is done. Not that these Lings have incredible attack upgrades. In fact, they're 0/0 Adrenal Lings. Very fun stuff. But the current meta is kind of that way, man. Get upgrades for Hydras, then get Adrenal, and then work on upgrades for the Lings. Okie doke. I mean, if Soma does it, it's got to be good, right? They might actually, they're going to get a Carapace upgrade here now. Good job, Lings. Way to have a single Carapace upgrade, so you're not infinitely squishy. Replacement 5th base down here at about the 6 o'clock position. Pretty exposed as well, and a 7th or 6th base rather coming up in the bottom right here. Yeah, 5th base and 6th base, both completely naked expands. I don't know if someone can get away with that. Honestly, like a single zealot wandering down to either of these bases would scout it, and I don't know why Snow's focusing so much of his attention up here. I guess he wants to save the remaining zealots that exist in this top left. He might save a couple of them. This Templar gotta storm the lurker before you die. Storm something before you die? No? All right. Well, you haven't died, so I guess you still could storm something before you die. Nice double lurker storm there. Hot stuff. And now look at Soma swarming out to the middle, trying to intercept this army so that they can't go bottom right and discover his secret. Ah, the storm on the Lings is so amazing. And again, if they had attack upgrades, they'd be a little better. At least getting damage done before they explode thanks to the storm. Good gravy. This lurker, though. Oh, look at this guy. He still hasn't tossed a storm up yet. But he's going to rejoin his friends. Dude, where's your obs? Where is your obs? Oh, he did get a storm off before he died. Hooray! Now he can die in peace. But dude, honestly, this base and this base, Soma's secret weapons are these bases. Snow's trying, never mind. Snow expanding 12 o'clock. No, you're not. 800 Zerg units have arrived, and the Snow's up in overall supply and worker count by not by a lot. That's never what you want to be. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Are these lurkers on hold position? Oh, it was a trap. He did. He stop commanded these lurkers so the zealots wouldn't flee. And instead, they'd fight these Adrenalings with lurker support. I mean, not really working, I'd say, but it was okay, I guess. These guys, they are backed into a corner of doom. Doom, I say. Look at this drone. Is he fighting? Why are you fighting? Look at him. He's like, get out of here. This is my house. Uh-oh, this bottom right base is under attack. Snow heading in. Can the Zerg swarm save it? Or are they just going to let it die? Are you going to check the up there? Not actually checking the up there. Intriguing. Oh, a bunch of Hydras and a couple Lings make it into this 4th base. 3rd base of Snow. Cannons die. Reinforcing Zealots. Are there enough of them to actually do this? No, not enough Zealots. Not enough energy on that High Templar. Pulls the entire army back from Snow. Probes evacing from this 3rd base. The Nexus is going to go down if it gets target fired, but a lot of responding Protoss makes it hard for the Hydras to target fire, but there they go. Lurkers, Hydras, Nexus down. All right, so first base death of the day is on the Protoss side. That's not where you want to be if you are a Protoss player against somebody as good as Soma is. Yeah, that's big. Losing that base while able to sneak these bases in was big. Really massive from Soma. Sometimes, you know, StarCraft is about gambling. Can I take this base? No. Or can I expand down here? No, there are 2 lurkers that are shutting that whole idea down. Yeah, just can you take 2 bases with minimal defense and hope the other player doesn't see them, and if they don't, maybe you're good to go, right? Plagues on the way, Defilers getting added in. Every Zerg player breathes a sigh of relief. We have seen a few replays on the channel over the years, more than I'd like, where Hydra Lurker nothing is attempted against an elite Protoss player like Snow, and then Snow's like, I have Storm and like Reavers, you guys. I don't know why you're trying this, and then the Zerg player dies horribly. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works for the Zerg player, but not a lot. Okay, engagement in the middle of the map here. Oh, the swarm just... yeah, trying to split it, trying to come at it from a concave. you know, storms aren't, you know, that storm killed 1 Hydra instead of like 6. The splits here from Soma have been disgusting. Disgustingly effective. Oh man, the 70 worker count. Oh no! 70 workers have gotten up here from Soma. Look at this guy rock. Oh, he's got Sunkens and Adrenalings with 1-2 upgrades versus 2-1-2 gateway units here, ground units here from the Protoss. Yeah, man, the Sunken's putting in some work, forcing that fallback. Plague, sick, Plague, ooh, there it is. There's the sick PLAGUEOOO, and this makes it so much easier for the Zerg to clean something like this up. Infinitely easier. This army would be so much harder to kill. I mean, they're not dying, mind you. Although, nice Dark Swarm, too. I think that's the first Dark Swarm of the day. And now, the Lurkers and the Hydras under the Dark Swarm, plus the Plague especially, are enough to destroy this army and force it back. That's big. Okay, so the third base is back from snow. 56 probes to 75 drones is not great. And Soma's taking the top left again. Dude, Soma's macro today has been unassailably, disgustingly impressive. So impressive. Plague! Another Plague. Dark Swarms. Catching it here. Snow, it's just he's trying to find an angle, man. He's trying to find where he can push in. He keeps taking Plagues to the face, though. And it just makes you less likely. Less interested, perhaps. Oh, that Summoning Archon was a trap. That was a trap. It's like, hey, look, a Summoning Archon. A bunch of Lings come to try to kill it, and then Storm murders the Lings. That's awesome. I love this Lurker positioning. It's very funny. Oh, I guess it's supported now, but yeah. 159 to 150 supply. Army supply for Snow is good. But the thing is, the production capabilities of a Zerg player, when they reach 65, 70 workers, are just immense. Is there there's a Nidus Canal up at the top left here in this 7th base, which is going to make reinforcing this a lot easier than if there's not a Nidus. That said, nothing's coming out of the Nidus. Sunkens are coming up, though. And yeah, Lurker Sunken chasing this army away. They don't look like they've been previously plagued, however. That said, they just don't like the number of Sunkens that are here, and when you have 75 drones, you can sacrifice some of them to throw up a bunch of Sunkens if you want. That's how this is working right now from Soma, the economy. It's an economic win. It also has a ton to do with the Plague and the Dark Swarm, so don't just be like, well, if I just get up to 7 bases and 60 workers, I can also defeat Snow. No, you can't. I mean, for a million reasons, some of those are obvious, but yeah, man, look at this. Lurker Sunken setup here, and the Zealots just turn around and back out. Snow is not a happy camper. He is trying to find places to kill, bases to take down, and he can't. He's killed 1 base today. That's good. But Zerg economy is big. It's huge. Yeah, look at him dodging storms with Lings in here. Fighting straight up. Lurkers positioned in weird spots all over the map. Maybe they're perfectly placed. I don't know. Maybe someone's putting them exactly where he wants them to be, but I can't tell. I'm not that educated. And yeah, just chase back, chase back, chase back, chase back. Plague again. Just Storm is game-changing. Plague is game-changing in this matchup. That little window where Plague is not available and Storm is so tough. But then the Plague comes in and the Zerg player is happy again. Look, these are giant armies that are conquering here. Just little groups coming in from all angles, and that's it. That's your GG. Soma comes out on top in 24 minutes and 10 seconds. What an absolutely insanely impressive display. My goodness. My goodness, that was a great game. A great, great display from Soma. It's economy, man. A lot of the time in this game, it's economy. Snow had all the pieces he wanted. He had the Dragoons, the Archons, the Zealots, the High Templar. Maybe some Reavers would have been good against this pretty heavy Ling, Hydra, Lurker army. But nevertheless, the plagues were good. The dark swarms were good. Soma lost 1 base today, but made up for it in the end. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases with 73 drones against a pretty strong 4-basing Protoss with 56 workers. Don't get me wrong, that's usually a pretty good number, but not when the Zerg has this much income, these many workers, and these many bases to just throw stuff in your face. The production tab is 11 Hydras and 2 sets of Lings at a time. Did the Lings finally get upgrades? Sure, 3, 2, and Adrenal. I'll take it. I'll take that any day of the week. The High Templar, I guess that doesn't really give us the attacking upgrades. It's +3 attack, right? Yeah, 3, 1, 2 upgrades here from Snow. But just too much. Too much Zerg. Too many bases. And the defense was great, except for that top left. Wow, 204,000 points to 218,000 points. They're outproducing the Protoss by a 4-to-1 ratio, getting killed by a 5-to-2 ratio. So it's close. It's definitely close on this, but what matters more than anything else is resources. Right? 60, what do we got? 66 to 50, so that's 16,500 resources spent more than Snow in only 24 minutes. That's a lot. That is a lot of resources to fire up. In just that, an advantage to fire up, right? Incredible. Just, boof. Incredible stuff. That was fun. It was really, really fun. Good game. Zerg people getting that win. I mean, we've had some good Protoss wins against Zerg over the last week or so. So Protoss fans, go back and check some stuff out. But that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.